There's 18,000 people in Moulsecoombe, Bevendine and Bates with nowhere to meet, nowhere decent to have a beer, nowhere decent to have some food. Just, you know, and I just think that's not right.
I really want this pub to happen, and I really feel that this pub can happen.
I support the Bevy, and I've supported it right from the beginning because I think that every community deserves a decent church and a decent pub.
But yeah, so basically we want somewhere where that's really lovely to go and meet up with your friends.
Yeah, I would like to think I could pop in and be accepted and have a drink here. I don't have any problem with that.
The Bevendine pub was closed and its licence taken away in 2010 because of antisocial behaviour.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Now there's a plan to make a fresh start by opening it as a community pub.
My name's Warren Carter and I'm chair of the Bevendine Cooperative Pub. The pub's going to be like a village hall with a pub and a cafe and somewhere to meet. And basically there's someone with a couple of kids can say, actually, I'm stuck at home, I want to go down and have a cup of tea and see who's about. Or an older guy, I'm stuck at home, I've retired, I want to go down and see who's about and have a drink. You know, it's going to be something for everyone. It's not going to be, you know, I want it to be like a traditional boozer, people feel welcome, but it's got to be so much more than that. I mean, our catch line is so much more than a pub.
My name's Michelle Guyett. I've lived in Bevendine for 13 years. I'm a bit of a community activist. My vision is a community hub, somewhere that we can come to, like a pub and a cafe and a community space, somewhere where we can all come together, all types of people, all types of families, just something for everybody.
My name is Father John Wall. I'm the Vicar of Moulsecoombe. The Bevy was closed a long time ago, and I think part of the heart went out of the community. People need somewhere to go. There's quite a lot of isolation in our community, and I think that this would provide a place for people to go and to be safe.
My name's Helen and I'm just a local resident. Honey! If we can reopen the Bevendine, which was, you know, first opened in 1937, we will be in a position where we are serving a local community again. Whether that's a coffee or a pint or a meal or just somewhere calm to sit, but it's within the own locality. They don't have to get on the bus, they don't have to get in the car. It's as simple as that, really. Yeah, it's just a meeting place.
It might seem a little incongruous to some people that Director of Public Health might be supporting the opening of a pub, and we've got 5,000 people each year admitted to hospital with alcohol problems, so why would we support this pub? The reason is because it's not just a pub, it's really a community venture. The value of it is it will give them a meeting place. It also gives them a bit of identity. We say we're going to our hub, our community hub, the Bevy. It's a local place developed by local people where they can meet, and across generations, across social groups, they can be as one in a community centre.
I'll try and catch her before I go and find out what's happening Sunday night. I'm Darren Edwards and I'm the project manager for the Bevendine Community Pub project. You come in, you got the bar. Through here there'll be a wall, and behind this wall will be the kitchen. The kitchen then will be able to serve the cafe and to the bar, so in the evenings there'll be bar food. And in the back, at some point, we plan to have a community training kitchen through here. We've got obviously quite a bit of work to do in here. This section here is going to be extended slightly with some really big double doors. So this area can be closed off, so the cafe can open early in the morning, it could be used for private functions, it can operate as a separate entity. One of the things we thought of was not to overfinish the project, but to get up and running on a kind of bare minimum and allow the local residents, the people that are going to use the pub, to then come in and say, well, actually, you know, I've got a sofa that would fit in really well over here, or I've got something for the wall, I'd really like to offer it, you know, so people can really start to build its character.
Oh, that's rhubarb. We're at the Moulsecoombe Forest Garden project, and I've set this project up about 24 years ago. A lot of the kids that we work with might be those ones who are involved in antisocial behaviour. We make them really proud of their space, and what the pub's got to do is make the estate really proud of its space. The meeting room will be for people like the pigeon fanciers that used to meet there, and organisations that need a meeting room, but also groups like Mind and Safety Net have been interested. We were talking about with the council on health MOTs. So, you know, men of a certain age don't like going to the doctors. Well, actually, the doctors will be in the pub.
Obviously, drink can be a real problem, especially in a city like Brighton. But I think if it's actually regulated properly with a decent landlord, with a decent manager, then things can work well.
Well, we are trying to just do it, but I think what people don't see is there's such an awful lot of work going on behind the scenes. So yeah, we've been writing business plans and proposals and, you know, signing up as a company, as a friendly society, putting a prospectus together, finding out about share issues, looking at all the legal stuff, talking to the East Brighton Trust about the lease. So believe me, there is an awful lot of work going on. There's an awful lot of work still to be done. And I think that's, you know, that's the message really, is that, you know, we can only do this if everybody pulls together. It is a collective, it is a community.
We need plasterers, we need plumbers, we need brickies, chippies, someone that can lay floors, someone that can build a bar. We're looking for people that actually want to add some of the character and make something personal, make a personal mark on the building.
Like I said, I don't think we'll raise thousands around this estate, but that's not, we want to raise people supporting the project, because they're going to be the punters that go in there regularly, yeah? And then every time we tell people about our ideas, we get them on board, and I think that's the most important thing, and we're nearly ready to release shares. This isn't a share where you're going to get a financial return. You'll get a nice warm feeling in your stomach and hopefully a beer at the end of it, or a nice coffee if that's what you like.
If 20 people raised 100 grand, actually that's not really much good to us, because that means only 20 people have said they're interested in ownership of the pub, and that doesn't work.
Where this has been done before, it's often been done in rather well-to-do areas by middle-class people who are able to financially invest in the venture. You're not in that situation here, and you have people who are putting a lot of their time and effort and a lot of themselves into it. And I think that's the key difference for me. It's very much a bottom-up venture, and if it does work, and I think the signs are it could work, then I think it really could be a model for doing this in other similar communities.
I will happily buy a round. I will buy a share. My family are going to buy shares in the pub. The members of the congregation are very positive towards it, and they'll be buying shares as well. This is going to be a real community event, a community facility, and we're all really very excited about it.
It could be the Tories' big society, it could be the Greens' decentralisation, it could be the Labour cooperative movement. I'm not really bothered. It fits into all the three political parties' ideals, you know, and it's about local communities getting together and making a difference, and well, we will. It'll be open soon. Well, we launched it December the 1st, sat in the Churchill on my own, a few other people, thinking no one's going to come. And in the end, it was fantastic. We had about 150 people. It was really, really good to see the mix of people from both estates, from further afield, people really enthusiastic.
So is this an important document? Not yet, that's essentially your receipt. And then once it all launches, then you'll get your share certificates.
So we thought, yeah, it was a goer. You know, we sold £2 worth of shares that night.
June 17th, you could do gift aid, can't you? Yes. Yeah.
Well, it's great. I mean, I think the thing with the launch and that is it felt real.
There's so much more
And then we had, you know, the benefit afterwards. It was really, really good to see the mix of people. You know, and I know I've been living in Moulsecoomb long enough to know that when you have meetings and stuff like that, you're lucky to get 3 or 4 people. So it said everyone was over the moon with that. It was a fantastic evening. It was brilliant. You know, it was great for me. Like, I could actually went to something in Moulsecoomb and walked home rather than getting a cab. And it just, you know, it just said to me, this is needed.
We were very fortunate to be approached by a project called GoodForNothing, which we'd never heard of before, but which was amazingly exciting. In a room full of people for a whole weekend, I mean Friday evening, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, presenting our project and telling them what we would really need help with. And it was amazing because around the table we had people that were you know, expert in making videos, project management, putting community consultations together, looking at databases, doing publicity. So we had fantastic feedback and support from them. I can't even begin to think how much that would have represented had we been paying for their services. one of the things that GoodForNothing did was consolidate a lot of our ideas. We knew that we should be doing the street consultation. They made it look more manageable because we're very mindful that this is in a residential area, but it has been here since 1937. But that, you know, people will have their misgivings, especially based on the reputation of the pub before. So it's very important for us to go out and knock on doors and talk to people and find out what those reservations are, so that if, as far as we can assuage those fears.
We've had kind of a mixed opinion. Some people are a bit concerned about what's going on over here. That seems to be the older generation. They were concerned about how many cars might be parked up the road when the pub does open.
From the doors I knocked on, no one's so far said we don't want that. It's just the trouble they're worried about, because there was also damage to cars and things like that. So I think you know, and it was very noisy, very late.
There were a few people that we were aware they were in, but they didn't answer the door to us. A few people answered the door and said no thank you straight away. Some people were quite stumped by the fact we were actually asking them for their opinions, and I think, you know, that there's possibly that they're not asked what they think an awful lot.
It's all very well for us to sit in meetings and say we can do this, we can do that. It will be so great, but if the people who live on this street and this street have got concerns, we really need to know. Or, for example, they've given us a lot of good ideas what you can, you know, what activities they might want to do. You know, so I'm feeling great, except for the fact that the temperature's really dropped in the last half an hour, really cold. But it's good because you need that dialogue. You really need to make people understand this is not, we're not a business. We're a group of citizens off the same streets.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Well, today we've had some money to do the garden up, so thanks to Harvest and Brighton Permaculture Trust are here today, and we're planting 6 fruit trees, 4 Sussex varieties of apples, 2 plum trees, some old-fashioned roses, some shrubs, wildflowers and bulbs.
Cool. So here's your baby here. This one's called Duck's Bill, and it's got that name because it's got a really particular shape to the apple. A nice yummy eater, but it's got a really special shape to it, and a Sussex rare variety and quite an exciting tree.
Again, people turn up, giving up their time. There's not as many people as I'd hope. It's bloody freezing. It's a Sunday afternoon. You know, this is not an easy task.
Something's very solid down there.
Yeah, no, it's a massive great room.
And a lot of people said, wouldn't it be nice if you planted fruit trees, or wouldn't it be nice if you grow vegetables, wouldn't it be nice if you did the garden up? We've listened to what people have said. Here's the beginning of it.
It's quite nice now because we're gathering momentum, we're getting people together with events like this, which is really nice. A big part of it is spreading the word and just getting people to hear about what we're trying to achieve here. The main thing at the moment is we're desperately in need of donations, you know, to help fund events and publicity for the project. Obviously, the share money is all sort of going to go towards the build, whereas every event we do costs money. Every time we print flyers or prospectuses or shareholder forms, all of that costs us money. And what we really could do with is some money to help us fund that side of things.
We feel like we've done great. We've been on the television, we've been in we've had all sorts of media coverage. You know, we've been all over the place, but it's still not enough. We're not there. We might have nearly 300 people buying shares, but that's not enough. And the money's not enough yet. So yeah, there are definitely moments of concern.
The hard thing we got here is not a place where people are minted. We're not going to knock on someone's door and they're going to go, I'm going to give you 10 grand. £10 for people around here is a lot of money, so you know, we do need outside investors. We don't want to go to banks to ask for loans because it will affect our business model. We need people to stick their hands in their pockets, and you know, Brighton's a wealthy town.
It's tough, yeah, it is tough. I would be absolutely lying, you know, God, I just want a weekend to myself. And I think you know, so yes, we are at this point where it's like, wow, you know, there's another hill. Yeah, there's another hill.